Today on Karamo.
Yes! Get it!
The one and only Nina Parker is here.
Come through! Yes, ma'am!
To talk about her plus-size fashion collection.
My worth is not determined by my waist.
Ooh. And to help this young woman about to get married.
Always body. The key word is body.
Who says her fiance has been fat-shaming her.
But if you know you want to look better, work out and go to the gym.
You can do it, you do it, you do it, you do it. I don't work out like that.
And thinks he's been texting other women with so-called better bodies.
It makes me feel less of a woman.
What will happen to this couple's wedding plans? Jaquan, do you want to save this relationship?
I'm beautiful.
Listen, relationships are through thick and thin. But if he only wants you while you thin, girl, you gotta leave him when you're thin.
Right.
Friends, my guest, Nina Parker, is a trailblazer, breaking barriers and creating a space for women with curves. Nina's on her way to becoming an icon in the fashion world, an African-American woman to launch a plus-size clothing line called the Nina Parker Collection. Give it up for her. She is here today, unlocking the keys to loving our bodies. Please welcome my dear friend, Emmy-nominated TV host and fashion designer, Nina Parker, to the show.
I had to celebrate my friend. I'm so happy for his show.
I know,
So
thank you.
I had to give you a little ditty dance, you know?
You know what we do? When we dance, we're like, okay. So Nina and I go way back. I gotta let you know. I'm talking about from the trenches.
Don't age us.
Okay? Listen, look at the baby faces. See, the thing about black is it don't crack, so y'all don't really know how old we are right there. Y'all really don't know.
I do that original hairline, honey.
Okay, you know, okay. But did you ever imagine back then that we would both be on this journey, but more so specifically for you, that you would be here?
We have really held each other down, and this industry is a thankless industry. This industry is not kind always to people of color, especially black people. And there are a lot of ups and downs.
Yes, and also not just black people, but black folks at the intersections of things. Black and gay, black and plus size, black and women.
Yes.
You know, like they don't get,
when you're breaking barriers, when you're different than the status quo of what we've been taught is beautiful or what is successful look like, it's always a challenge. You know, it's always like when you're the first to do it, there'll be somebody plus in someone's family. But then when you're on TV, they feel like you don't belong there.
I can tell you, as a television host, you have been, literally, I would walk in the room, they'd be like, we want this little certain, and Nina was like, no, you don't, you want me, okay? You want me, and it's the truth. But it's that confidence.
Yeah.
It's that confidence, but it's also this awareness of what you deserve. And that's what you've always brought, why people respond to you.
Well, you know, something I have in my clothing line, there's a piece of clothing that's stitched into each line, and it says, my worth is not determined by my waist.
Ooh.
And
you better speak on it.
It's always been so strange to me that clothing lines would stop at a certain size. I'm like, you think I don't want like some cute ripped jeans? Or, you know what I mean? Like, you can't make this shirt a little bigger? And so it always was weird to me that worth was attached to size. Like, you deserve to be less happy. You deserve less success. You deserve less money because of what your waist looks like.
So is that what got the idea to start the fashion line of wanting
to
know their worth?
What got it was I was tired of looking tired and dusty because they didn't make cute clothes. I was like, I do not want this floral print big dress.
Come through, yes, ma'am. Come through.
Yes. If I'm gonna wear florals, you better put a slit in it.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
And I was seeing so many things that I wanted to wear myself that just weren't available. And I was on television, I was filming 5 days a week, and my stylist was struggling. We would find one outfit and be happy. And I'm like, well, girl, we got a whole week.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
And it was like, I was tired of, you know, especially when you're plus, you get a uniform. You find one thing that looks good, and you're like, this is my staple all the time. And I was tired of having one staple.
Yes.
I was like, I need all the staples. Call me staples.
Okay, call me that, okay.
And so really it was out of frustration. It really wasn't because I had a love for fashion. In fact, I was anti-fashion because I felt like when I watched these shows, when I watched these places, I felt like I didn't belong. And when I shop plus, I would have to go into the back of the store on the 3rd floor like I was doing a drug deal. I'm like, I am just trying to get a V-cut top, not crack.
Okay. Now y'all see why we friends. Because she's a mess. A mess. Hold on, but can we talk about that viral Oscar moment where your dress went viral?
I had to make so I, listen, I have a luxury of, thank you.
Stunning.
I'll say this, because my career has been great, I have a team. And so we made our own, and it ended up going viral, and people were like, oh, you can have couture and curves.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's such a crazy thing that we're in 2023, and yet the conversation is still like, you can't have couture and curves.
Right.
Like, it's you tweeted out something that was very empowering about creating this own lane that came after this. Can you talk about this? You said, I designed and created my own Oscar dress this year due to very limited size options. I'll create a lane of my own. You can have couture and have curves. I mean, literally, that type of declaration is what led you to having your own line.
It was just little by little, but what was more important
And you look stunning,
was,
girl, by the way.
Thank
That
you,
face is
thank
sitting.
you.
Okay?
Thank you. What really struck out to me was how many people it resonated with. And so that was really another catalyst for starting this, because not only did I want to create a line for curvy women, but also something accessible and affordable.
Yes, yes. I wanted to go to this. How does it feel to be the first ever Black woman to launch a plus-size clothing line, the Nina Parker collection? How does that feel?
You know, I have to say, it's so odd when we're still getting firsts as Black people, right? Because it's a lot of firsts that we're dealing with.
Girl, you gotta
still.
listen, I say that all the time. When people are like, you're the first gay Black man I ever talked to, I said, it's 2023. Really?
Right.
I said, what?
Yeah.
What? Yes, it's the truth.
It's an amazing blessing. And I will say
is.
there have been other plus creators, but I have created the first exclusive line at a major retailer.
Yes.
And so it's been wonderful, because you never know what the response is going to be. And the response has just been insane. It's been, selling out, and people are buying in droves. And it's because really it's just people just didn't think that plus women wanted just regular, cute, fashionable items. And I don't know if you know, the plus women, they spend money. They spend a coin.
They spend a coin, yes. Yes, they spend a coin, yes.
Yes, they just need a place for their coin to live.
The narrative that women who are curvy can't find a man.
Child, please.
Nina Parker is staying with us to help this engaged young woman
Always body. The key word is body.
who says her fiance has been fat shaming her.
You want to look better, work out, and go to the gym.
I have created the first exclusive line at a major retailer. I was seeing so many things that I wanted to wear myself that just weren't available. And so we made our own, and it ended up going viral, and people were like, oh, you can have couture and curves.
Thank you.
Well, something I have in my clothing line, there's a piece of clothing that's stitched into each line, and it says, my worth is not determined by my waist.
Ooh.
And I don't know if you know, the plus women, they spend money. They spend a coin.
They spend a coin, yes.
They just need a place for their coin to live.
Well, one of the reasons that I asked you on my show, not only because we're friends and because I know you're just amazing, but also because I call you when I'm done working, and you know what this means to me, this show, and how much I care about people.
Yes.
And I have so many women that come on the show that have been disrespected by men in their lives, have been disrespected by their mothers, who have been disrespected by friends because of their weight.
Yeah.
And what I have loved is that you have always empowered women to love themselves every single time. But I want to know, how did you get, I know how, but how did you get to that place to love your curve?
I think you go through ebbs and flows. I think some of it comes with maturity.
Yeah.
Some of it comes from awful, horrible circumstances. And some people lose themselves to it. And when I first started TV, I was young, I was plus size, I didn't have a ton of money, so I was styling myself. And one thing Black people gonna tell you is if you look crazy.
Okay, okay.
And so people would tweet and be like, you need to do your hair, you need to do this. But then what would come later is the racist trolls, the fat shaming trolls, and to me I was like, I'm talking about content, and I'm not only representing myself, but I'm representing a culture of people, and that should be way more than what I look like.
Yeah.
And I found that people were so vapid, and they were focusing on what I look like and not what I was saying. But that also made me realize, you taking time out of your day to talk to me, that let me know I have some power.
Yes.
And what I will tell people is, I exist in your world, you don't exist in mine. And that's by choice.
Yes.
We choose what exists in our world.
So when were you able to get to that place where you said, I'm going to embrace my body? I know you said ebbs
I
and
fought
flows.
the air a lot.
You fought the
You know, I cried.
Yeah.
I have a really good, family and a tribe that I can vent to and speak to. I'm human just like everybody else. But I will say, like, I take note of people who care about me and their opinions and their concern. But someone who is nowhere near anywhere I want to be, it doesn't matter to me.
Amen.
I've stopped letting other people's opinions affect me because you'll be responding to people all day.
The minute you can let go of what other
Yeah.
people think about you, it is such a gift. It is the burden of people's opinions.
I don't care. And you have to remember that
Because people are always going to have something to say.
they're always going to have something to say, and the rules do not exist.
Yes. Well, we talked about that a little bit. The narrative that people like to push of like women who are curvy don't have relationships. They can't find a man.
Child, please. And I'm not even joking. Like I have had several long-term relationships and healthy relationships, and so have my girlfriends. And that just hasn't been my experience.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of issues. Finding a date has never been one.
Okay.
This like culture of social media and everything needing to be perfect has really skewed what reality is.
Yes, yes.
And that's just, a lot of these things just aren't the
And
truth.
then we receive that and we start to repeat it and
Yes.
make it our own truth instead of realizing that you have to fight against that and know that's not the truth.
Sometimes your energy
Yes.
is what repels people, not what you look like. So if you don't feel you're deserving, then you won't be.
Stop giving up. Listen, y'all didn't know Nina was about taking the church. She said, if you don't feel deserving, then you won't be. If you don't feel deserving, then you won't be.
You set your narrative.
How do you feel like your story resonates with other women? Because one of the things I love about you and I, people know that they're getting the genuine us, and they know that who we are is who we are always. How do you feel like you resonate
I
with
think,
everybody?
look, you can get two outcomes. You can get people who aren't ready to receive that message yet. And because of that, they may react negatively to it because they're in a place with their own stuff. And you have to give grace to people who just aren't ready to move forward in their spirit, in how they feel positivity-wise, body-wise. You have to be ready when you're ready. And certain experiences cultivate you to be ready. And then you have people who are sick and tired of being sick and tired. And they just need a little uplift. They just need to see somebody who looks like them doing it to know it's possible. I'm like, I gotta get it.
Yes.
I'ma get it.
Amen. Amen.
I don't know, hook or crook, I'ma get it.
Okay, everyone, listen. Nina is going to stay with us and weigh in on a woman ready to walk away from her engagement over being fat-shamed by her fiancé. We'll be right back after this. My sister. Nina Parker is staying with us to help this engaged young woman
Always body. The key word is body.
who says her fiancé has been fat-shaming her.
But if you know you want to look better, work out and go to the gym.
You can do it, you do it, you do it, you do it. I don't work out like that.
And thinks he's been texting other women with so-called better bodies.
I'm beautiful.
My guest, Lakesha, says her fiancé, Jaquan, went from calling her a dime when they first met to telling her during sex that her body looked like she has a plumber's belly. Lakesha says Jaquan has destroyed her self-esteem, and she's here for my help. Everyone, please welcome Lakesha to the show. Can I have a hug? How are you doing, beautiful?
I'm feeling fabulous.
Well, first of all, let's start with the good stuff. You in Nina Parker collection. I asked Nina was like, I'm dressing your guest.
Thank you.
How do you feel? Good?
I feel fabulous.
You look fabulous.
I feel like
you look fabulous
Thank
every
you.
bit. Okay, so when I read what was going on in your relationship, I did get emotional.
Okay.
Because whether it's physical abuse, emotional abuse, it hurts. And what you experienced was abuse for the man that you love to say such horrible things about you.
Yeah.
Tell me about your fiance and how you first met.
So about 4 years ago, I met him online. In the messages, he was like, "You're so beautiful, could I take you out?" All of that. And on my bio, I did say that I had 2 children.
And normally this is not a question I ask, but for context, what size were you at that point? Now, because you've had 2 children, your body is beautiful no matter what, but what size were you?
I want to say about 140.
Okay.
And now, I'm about 200.
You look good there and you look good here, okay?
Thank
Let's
you
be very clear.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you started gaining weight, and is that when things started to change with Jaquan?
It definitely did. And when we were intimate, I could just tell. I could see it in his eyes that he, was fantasizing about another woman. And it just made me feel less of a woman.
So we put up the photo and the audience had a response, and I think we all know the response. Is because it's interesting when somebody feels like they have the authority to say things to other people and I don't want to fat shame him or tell him that, or challenge his body, but like, if you're not in the gym 14 hours a day, then and even then, you don't have the right to talk about anybody's body, but
I'm not the only one with a wide back.
So what does he say about your weight?
I have a plumber's body.
So when he calls you those names, what do you do?
It makes me feel less of a woman. Especially, let me just tell you this. We were on the road to getting pregnant, and I was on hormones. And that makes you, gain weight. It makes you moody. Yeah. And, it's like, what do you want? Do you want a child, or do you want this perfect woman? He would make little small remarks. I know just last night he was saying if I dare go in for seconds or thirds of a meal, he would say, "Hey, yeah, I already know that that's what you want."
All right, so tell me about the text message you found from other women.
And the text messages that I saw of other women were, "Oh, you have a nice body." It's always body. The key word is body. You have a nice body. And it just makes me a little insecure. I already battle from low self-esteem and my image due to, my past, my childhood. My mother always teased me for being, bigger. And it just hits home for me to hear that from someone that I want a future with.
And so, knowing that he has a problem with sex another woman, why haven't you left?
I haven't left because when we met, I was at a hard point in my life. I was actually homeless when we met, and he took me and my 2 children in. He took us in when I was in a dark place.
So what do you feel like is on the line for you?
He needs to uplift me as a woman and just do that. Do that for me.
And if he can't?
I'm gone.
Okay.
I'm gone.
Got it. Jaquan has been listening backstage, and I want to invite him out right now. Jaquan, come on out. Hey, Jaquan, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Please, take a seat. Thanks for joining. Shake your hand, man. So, Lakesha says you disrespect her. We heard the things that you've said about her during intimacy. What do you have to say?
Yeah, she said I fat shame her. Sometimes I have done that. I'm not gonna lie and say I haven't.
Is Lakesha's fiance motivating her?
But if you know you wanna look better, work out and go to the gym.
Or is he tearing down her self-esteem?
You can do it, you do it, you do it, you do it. I don't work out like that.
What will happen to this couple's wedding plans?
I'm beautiful. If he only wants you while you thin, girl, you gotta leave him when you're thin.
Right.
Stay tuned.
You are the five. Get off my stage.
About 4 years ago, I met him online. In the messages, he was like, "You're so beautiful," When we were intimate, I could see it in his eyes that he, was fantasizing about another woman. The text messages that I saw of other women were, "Oh, you have a nice body." It's always body. And it just makes me a little insecure.
So what do you feel like is on the line for you?
He needs to uplift me as a woman.
And if he can't?
I'm gone.
She said I fat shame her. Sometimes I have done that. I'm not gonna lie and say I haven't. The thing that got me is we tried to do something about that. She came to me. She was like, let's go do this fitness boot camp. I'm like, I'm down, let's do it. Well, she lasted for like 2 weeks. The first week she did the whole time. The second week she went like 3 days.
I want to also make clear that when it comes to an emotional state and it comes to your weight or being motivated, if the person who has destroyed your motivation then tries to rebuild it, it doesn't work that way. If you've already said something that's hurt her self-esteem, you being the one to then try to build her up in the moment is never going to work, because you can't play both roles in her life. Because emotionally and mentally, she's still in the place where you've hurt her. So you said that she was once a dime, which she still is a dime.
I mean, the weight just like, I don't know, it just kind of got out of hand. So I tried to get us, like I said, to go to the gym.
But let's speak on this, because outside of this, let's be real. Yes, you're saying that you tried to go to the gym and saved it, but you then sexed other women and talked about your girl to the other woman, which is disrespectful on many ends. Did that happen, and what do you have to say about it?
Yeah, I've told some women, I'm like, oh, you got a nice body and this and that. Yeah, I would say that. I wouldn't necessarily just sit up there and fat shame her like that to
But
people
having
that...
once.
What you do? Because I've seen
The only
it.
people
do you
that
want
I've
a
done,
dime
the
or do
only
you want a
people
baby?
that I've done
do you
that
want
to
a dime or do
is
you want a baby?
my parents. I did not do that to
So you
other
did that
women.
with your parents?
I did it with my parents, yes, definitely. I told them what was going on.
I can't lie to you, brother. That's even worse for me. Like, you know, it's like, because
And then-
it's one thing for like the randos, which is disrespectful on its own, but your mother and father have to respect your partner. Say what your point is.
If you know you want to better yourself and look better, work out and go to the gym. It wasn't me
But I
tearing
don't
you
need
down
this.
when I was saying it. It was
I don't
me
need this.
encouraging you.
I don't need this.
Do you really think that was encouragement?
On my end, yes, I do.
I'm not running fast enough. I'm not lifting
encouragement?
enough.
Because I'm trying to get your mental state. Why do you believe the way that you're talking to her and the things that you've done in that moment
You're
were
talking about the
encouragement?
main things or going to the gym? Which
The
part?
gym. The way that you
gym.
said that you were talking
well,
to her.
Yeah, because I mean,
Because every time she said, you told her, you're not doing it right, you're not running fast enough, you've agreed. I've seen your body motions and you've nodded your head.
Yeah, I agree.
Why do you believe that's encouragement?
I guess I feel that's encouragement because that's how I was taught in the gym. That's how people motivated me. We motivate each other differently as I see now, but that's how I was motivated.
so great.
So I'm going off of what
So you
I
just said the
learned.
key words, I see it now, which means you realize now that that was disrespectful and not
Yes.
motivation.
Yes.
Can you acknowledge to your woman right now and say, I'm sorry I disrespected you and not motivated you?
I'm sorry for disrespecting you, and I would love to motivate you better and how you would want me to motivate you.
You can't
So
motivate her. I just said to
But-
say, I'm sorry for disrespecting you. You can't motivate her. But I just want you to say, I'm sorry that I disrespected you when I thought I was motivating you. That's it.
I'm sorry for disrespecting you when you thought I was motivating you.
Okay, well, is this gonna last 2 days and then go back to the same thing? Because you're known for having a pattern, right?
No, it's
Right.
not gonna last.
But
2
can I
days.
say
No, it's
something?
not.
Yes, you can, always.
Sis, you have a pattern too, though, because
I do.
your pattern is forgiving someone who is blatantly disrespecting you again and again and again. He has already shown you who he is, yet you're saying you still want to have a family with him. How will he react if your kids get sick, if you get sick? If he can't handle you gaining weight during this process of trying to have a child, what if something happens later in life and you really depend on him to get your groceries because you can't get out of bed, but everything is so aesthetic? I have to be honest, I'm less concerned about him and more concerned why you continue to allow someone to treat you in a way that you know that you don't deserve to be treated. You have to love you and set your own boundaries. Everybody else follows.
That's real right there. Why is that?
I feel like I owe it to him because he took me in when I was in a dark place.
Listen, relationships are through thick and thin. But if he only wants you while you thin, girl, you gotta leave him when you're thick.
Right.
Nina, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Girl. Y'all just got I told y'all, Nina gonna take y'all to church. Did you hear what she said? And this is in all sincerity.
Yeah.
That is real, Nina. Thank you. Jaquan, do you want to say this
Waiting on
relationship?
you.
Yeah, I do want to save
Why?
it. Because I really do genuinely love her and want to
What do you
be
love
there
about
for
her?
her. I love her personality. I love that I can talk to her about any and everything. She's always there for me.
Now, better question is, what does love mean to you?
Love means someone you can lean on if you fall down and need help with
Do you
things.
think she can lean on you? Because she just said during her trying to have your child, she gained weight. And instead of supporting her through that and letting her lean on you, you made the decision to disrespect her, to sex other women. to talk about her weight to your mother and father. You did that when she was supposed to be able to lean on you. So how is it that you can say here that you love her when you just told me by definition of love, you're not showing it? What's making you emotional right now?
Because I hear you saying a word like weight. I don't have low self-esteem. I'm beautiful. But I don't know, it's just a weight thing. It just is a trigger for me.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
And self-esteem as a woman is more than thinking you're beautiful. It's also knowing what you deserve.
Jaquan, I'm gonna ask you a decision. Can you commit to not disrespect her anymore?
Yes, I can commit to that.
You can commit to that.
Yes.
Okay. Can you commit to give her space to be able to lean on you if y'all do go forward?
Yes.
Okay then. So you've heard the commitments. Thank you so much. I'm gonna ask you to leave my stage.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate you for being here.
Where does Lakesha go from here?
It's the work that you gotta do.
Don't miss Nina Parker's incredible advice for her next.
You want a partner, you got to be a partner to yourself.
If you've already said something that's hurt her self-esteem, you being the one to then try to build her up in the moment is never going to work.
I really do genuinely love her and want to be there for her.
You made the decision to disrespect her, to sex other women, to talk about her weight. Thank you so much. I'm gonna ask you to leave my stage. Sister, will you join me on stage?
Nice to meet you. You're beautiful.
Nice to meet you. Thank
The reason
you.
I asked Nina to bring you on stage and the reason I asked Jaquan to leave is because there's no resolution that I can have with him. And Nina brought up a very good point. And the point is that it's the work that you gotta do. The work you gotta do.
Okay.
Because he can give us a show right now and say, yes, I'm gonna do it. Yes, I'll do these things. But the thing is that he's already shown you who he is. And you have to get to a place where you can believe it and you can make better decisions for yourself. His definition of love means I can lean on somebody. And when I questioned him about you being able to lean on him, he didn't have no answer.
Exactly.
And I'm not here to say whether you should stay or go, because I think everybody's relationship.
I'm gonna say it.
Oh! Karamo!
Okay, girl, you finish your piece. I'm gonna tell her.
Well,
You know how I am on our conversations.
Well, you know, I'm just trying to stay in my lane.
Okay.
What I will say is, whether you decide to stay or go, I think what you have to establish is, what am I looking for? If you want a partner, you got to be a partner to yourself.
Yes.
Because there's no way on God's green earth
Yes.
I'm going to be as vulnerable as I am going to be when I'm intimate with somebody. And if you can't respect me at my most vulnerable, you do not deserve any part or any access to me.
Yes.
Ever.
Amen. Yes.
Ever.
That is it. That is it. Listen, I brought Nina up here because I wanted you to be surrounded by people who see you and love you and not be somebody who's going to cloud your judgment. I want you to look at me, big brother over here, your big sister over here. This ain't it. And I know you felt indebted, and I know you fell in love, and I know that he got into your self-esteem and got into your mind.
What I'll tell you is this. I had a relationship that was abusive verbally, and it took me a really long time to leave. And it was someone that I loved. And what people don't talk about is sometimes when you're being abused, in the movies they leave and they go away, but in real life you still love this person. So you struggle with that disrespect because you genuinely love them. But what you have to make a decision is, am I going to drown loving this person, or am I going to swim to shore and save myself because I love myself more?
I'm going to ask you this. Can you make a commitment to yourself to swim and save yourself?
I'm scared.
Don't be scared.
So what do you need?
Are you in therapy?
I'm not. I want to join therapy.
Okay.
So if I offer you some therapy, do you think that would be a good first step?
Yes.
So if that's your first step, girl, let's take that first step together. Okay? No man should ever feel entitled to talk about your body, and especially during sex. when he has the audacity to look at your beautiful body when you're trying to give him a child and to say something about your body, hell no, you don't deserve that from him, no other man. And so I'm gonna tell you clear and point, he is not the one.
She's looking at me.
You looking at Nina, tell her. Nina.
I do not believe there is anything about the situation that looks like love.
Ooh, say it.
Love is something that feeds you and fills you up. You don't feel depleted.
Yes.
And where there are ebbs and flows with all kinds of love, but one thing is constant. And there should never be a question about respect. And you should not be looking to him to fill you up. That's not his job. That's your job.
Amen. You got it? Okay. I'm gonna get you that therapy. And we are rooting for you. And I got your back when it comes to this first step. Just after you take this first step, keep walking, okay?
You got this.
Thank you.
You got this, beautiful.
You got this. All right, I love you. All right, everyone, thank you to my dear friend, the amazing Nina Parker. Congratulations on the Nina Parker collection, all right? And congratulations to you on your first step, all right? All right, friends, stay with us. We'll be right back with more. Krystal lost a tremendous amount of weight.
I feel beautiful in my own skin.
Amen. And is here to find out why.
I felt like there was jealousy.
She and her friend Kimberli have stopped speaking to each other.
Once you lost all that weight, you blocked me out. You blocked me out of your life.
You are the five. Get off my stage.
Take a look at my guest, Krystal. At her highest weight of 400 pounds, Krystal says when she took control of her life and lost the weight, she had no idea she would lose her best friend, Kimberli, in the process. Krystal says Kimberli became jealous of her weight loss, stopped speaking to her, and eventually cut her out of her life. Krystal is now here asking for my help to figure out why. Everyone, please welcome Krystal to the show. Krystal, you look so cute! Oh my God, yes, fashion moment!
Thank you.
You look stunning. Come through with the draped shoulder. I love.
Yes, yes.
Come on.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so we saw the photo. You weighed 400 pounds.
I did.
Yes. And now you lost the weight and got your body to the place that you feel comfortable.
I do. I feel beautiful in my own skin.
Amen.
Finally. Finally.
Look at that.
Oh, goodness.
So your best friend Kimberli stopped talking to you after you lost the weight.
Yeah.
Tell me what happened.
We were always really close, you know, and I mean, after the weight loss, it was kind of, I felt like there was jealousy, like tension or something, because when I needed her after going through surgery and all this stuff, which is how I lost this weight, I wanted her to be more there for me. Like, I felt like I was always there for her. She was my main girl.
So in high school, did she defend you? Or did she sort of try to hide the friendship?
You know, I felt that she hid it.
She hid the friendship.
Yeah, and so it was kind of, we had our private hangouts outside of school. As I lost the weight, I started to notice maybe my mom was right.
So your mom acknowledges that she wasn't a cheerleader for you?
She had told me that she believed Kimmy was jealous over me. And I was like, Mom, what? But then after having the weight loss surgery, there was this distance between us.
Yeah.
That it was like, where are you? What happened?
So why confront Kimberli now?
I want us to have that relationship that I believe we both have always wanted. Just, we need your help.
Well, the first step you did was showing up, and second step was showing up this fly, and third step, right?
Thank you. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, yes, please.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Hold on, is this from my homegirl, Nina Parker?
It is. It
Okay.
sure is.
Let me tell y'all something. Nina Parker can design the hell out of some clothes, okay?
Yes, she can.
Let's find out what Kimberli has to say about all this. Everyone, welcome Kimberli to the show. Hi, Kimberli.
Hi.
Thank you for being here. You look good, too.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on your show.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you point blank. Why did you stop speaking to Krystal? Was it because she lost the weight?
That's honestly not why I stopped talking to her. Honestly, the reason why I grew so distant from her is because the second you started having that surgery and losing all that weight, I loved you for it. I never stopped loving you and supporting you no matter what the hell happened. I always had your back. All that crap talking you were talking about, had nothing to do with me. Nothing. I knew nothing about those certain people talking about you. You knew that. That's why I was only in school with you for a little bit. No matter what, we were friends outside. But once you lost all that weight, you distanced yourself from me, okay? You blocked me out. You blocked me out of your life. You kicked me out of your life. And you know what? All I wanted you to at least acknowledge the fact that it's not me. Okay, I didn't distance myself from you. You pushed me away. You were having the time of your life being thin. I understand that, but you blocked me out. And I don't know if you were alive or dead. I didn't know what the hell was happening with you.
Don't go away.
I didn't get to have friends because I was the big girl.
Krystal's about to make an emotional plea to her friend.
I needed you in a different way that you needed me.
But will it make a difference?
You don't understand how much you've been hurting me.
So your best friend Kimberli stopped talking to you after you lost the weight.
We were always really close, you know, and after the weight loss, it was kind of, I felt like there was jealousy.
The second you started having that surgery and losing all that weight, I loved you for it. I never stopped loving you and supporting you no matter what the hell happened. You were having the time of your life being thin. I understand that, but you blocked me out.
She keeps saying that there was a situation that when you lost the weight, that you being, proud, having your time.
The confidence.
Yeah, the confidence that's why there was a distance. Do you believe that to be true?
I don't see it that way. I see it in the way of, I moved a lot. I can kind of see what she's saying to the point of, that's her perspective, and we have never talked about this before. So I'm glad I finally get to hear her side, of this, because now she's hearing my side of how I felt. This is where
I agree.
we need the help.
Kimberli, Krystal believes that you were jealous of her. Was there any ever jealousy?
I was never jealous. I was more threatened sometimes, considering the fact that, I'm sorry, but when you slept with my ex-boyfriend, you lost your virginity to him. That was before you lost the weight, okay? And that broke my heart. Why are you keeping my past? I'm sorry.
Krystal, is this true? No, you don't have to apologize. You get it out, but I want to know.
I'm not exactly sure. The one she's speaking of, this is we're talking about way back in the day, like kids.
High school, yeah.
We're kids. So, to hear that now, it's like, well, I guess that's why we're both here, is we have all this built up, like she sees it that way, I see it in the way of.
So I just want to acknowledge, did you have sexual relations with her ex when you were kids?
When we were kids, honestly, I can't remember if it was her boyfriend or not, or her ex. I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember that far back, but it could have been.
Okay.
And if that's the case, I would gladly apologize right now.
Kimberli, how do you feel about Krystal losing the weight?
I'm actually very, very damn proud of her. I am so beyond proud of her, okay? She is beautiful. I love her no matter what. I love her, okay? You look fantastic. I swear, you look fantastic, okay? She's beautiful. Look at her.
I see she looks great. She looks phenomenal.
Great. Seriously. But I'm still so upset about what happened before, and you want to build a friendship now, you have to start talking to me.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's right.
And you have to start listening when I talk, which is a lot of things you don't do. You overtalk me all the time. And that's why we're here, so I could say my voice for once. You could hear me.
Yes.
Okay?
Krystal, what do you want from Kimberli now?
I want her to understand my side too, where I'm coming from, because I hear her very loud and clear.
And what's the side you want her to hear?
Of how I felt. I felt abandoned. I felt abandoned, and that's where I held on to any friend I had because I was moved at, because I was oinked at, because nobody wanted me around, because I was the big girl. I didn't get to have friends. You were it. You were the one I wanted. And I think we both just didn't understand that. I needed you in a different way that you needed me. And we both just didn't know how to say that, I guess. Because I love you. You're like my sister. I love you. And that's why I asked for this help.
Kimberli, what do you want from Krystal?
I just want you to be my friend again, and I want you to stop shutting me out. I want you to stop shutting me out of your life. I will always love you, okay?
Well, this is a friendship that is definitely going to stay strong. And let me tell you something, because I can clearly see from here where the issues are in the breakdown of communication and what is holding you all and where the pain is coming from. First, your pain, Kimberli. I can understand. you have these feelings of she slept with my boyfriend, and you know, as kids, even though we're kids and it happens, that type sticks with us. You know what I mean? Like I still remember my first couple of boyfriends, like the things that happened with it. It's like it sticks with us. So once you started feeling betrayed at that point, you put a little bit of a guard up. And even though she was still your friend, the guard makes sense of why, like, you could start feeling like there's distance. But on the flip side, I also heard you. You said, I didn't have anybody. You were the only one. So when she put out that wall, you then started to try to latch on to anybody who would be there for you.
Yeah.
Can you apologize for saying, you know what? I messed with somebody that you dated. I know it hurt your feelings. I'm sorry.
I am.
Tell her.
I really, truly am. I never knew that, and I never meant to do that to you. Never. You know, no matter what, I'm always there for you.
I know.
I'm always here, and I'm so sorry I made you feel that way.
So can you make the commitment for her to not distance yourself and to communicate in a way that is not talking from the pain you feel?
Absolutely. It will come straight from the heart no matter what. And I'll make sure that I will not put up a wall. I will not back away from you anymore. But you can't back away either, okay? You have to make sure you promise me that too, okay?
On TV.
On TV.
On TV. Listen. Want to give your friend a hug?
Yes, of course I do.
Good job. Listen, y'all gonna be all right. Thank you for being here today, all right? And thank you for being with us, everyone. Come back next time, friends, so we can keep talking and growing. I love you all.